All right, $350 billion to solve the nearly $2 trillion ticking time bomb. That is the way Hillary Clinton is going to outline her plan to deal with the college tuition mess that's become an escalating financial nightmare for students and their families and recent graduates. She proposes giving them the freedom to renegotiate pricey student loans and giving states the powers and incentives to police state colleges and universities to make sure that those prices don't go running amok. Easier said than done. The cost of this will be borne by the well-to-do, who will see their deductions limited, which is effectively hiking their taxes. Former Governor Frank Keating of the fine state of Oklahoma has seen and heard this before. Mercedes Schlapp wonders why Hillary Clinton isn't looking at other options besides colleges, like trade schools and the like. First to you, Governor. You have seen and heard this before, but she is going to come back and argue that we deal with this now this way, or we're going to have a bigger problem down the road. What do you say?
Well, Neil, I think it's important to have a conversation because it is serious business. Obviously, Ms. Clinton's $350 billion over 10 years is not bus fare. The question is, why are we doing it at the state level? I know when I was governor of my state, if you're a very low-income individual, we provide effectively a free college education. Community colleges are very affordable. By Mrs. Clinton's own statistics, Neil, the average four-year public university is anywhere from $4,000 to $14,000 a year. That is very affordable. I think the problem is, where are the guidance counselors with kids in high school or in college advising them to go to expensive schools? There are a lot of schools that give degrees that simply are not going to provide you an opportunity to earn a living, and yet people pay $40,000, $50,000 a year for these
Mercedes,
degrees.
that's your point, right? There are other options out there that have nothing to do with formal colleges at all. Explain.
Absolutely. And guess what? We have these trade schools out there, which when you look at the prices, it's actually much less expensive than going to a four-year college or university. I mean, you're talking a trade school is $33,000 versus getting a college degree, which is averaging about $127,000. I mean, and the mere fact is that the students out there, this shouldn't be a cookie-cutter system. I mean, we need to provide support for trade schools that provide technical skills, especially for us to compete in the global market. We need to make sure that we have those technical skills available and that the students actually know that they're able to have a different option. And we need to be putting higher value on that. What happens, guys, is we do the same thing, just different ways. In other words, if we extend aid, we do know that colleges increase their tuition and room and board. I mean, how do you stop that cycle, Governor?
Well, I mean, Neil, your point's very important. The $1.2 trillion in student loan debt, household formation. I bought my first home when I was 27. Now it's 37. People are really in debt, but the problem is they're getting into debt for no good reason in many cases. So what's important is debate and discussion. Make sure you don't sign on the dotted line unless you know what you're going to do. And obviously, $350 billion is going to do nothing but inflate the cost of higher education. Let the states handle it. We have done a pretty darn good job to date. A conversation is great, but no conclusions like this or solutions like this quite yet.
But Mercedes, can Republicans afford to be the party of no on this? What do they have to offer instead?
No, absolutely not. I think for the candidates should be taking a very good look at what Hillary Clinton is doing and being very proactive and putting out a plan to reduce and make college more affordable. I think for the GOP candidates, it's their time to deliver what their policies are, what their plans are to make college affordable. I mean, this is an issue that, as we know, is impacting those that are graduating from college. Many of them are living at home with their parents. I mean, we have to get to a point that this generation is off from the couch and working and making sure that they're able, again, to compete in our economy. And I think also just not only through colleges, but knowing that there's different options for these college-bound kids once they graduate.
Guys, I want to thank you both. The breaking news, we are going to be monitoring Hillary Clinton's remarks to see if she spells out any of the concerns you both raised here. In the meantime,